UFC 318 Holloway versus Poirier 3 just wrapped up. And, bro, what a card as far as, like, the prelims when they started. And then, like, main card starts. It was kind of shitty. We had some fights that I thought were going to be, like, bangers, like Ige and, like, all these guys. They just weren't bangers. And, bro, my prediction rate, guys, I got every fucking fight wrong in the main card except for the fight that matters the most, the main event in the evening. And we're going to start there, guys, because, chat, guys, dudes and dudettes, Max Holloway is a problem, and he's actually really good. I thought it was a shutout by Max. Like, I thought it was 4-1, even 5-0, you know. Like, every round, like, Max, of course, Max outstruck him every round, you know. I just feel as if Max volume is so overwhelming and frustrating, and Dustin Poirier was kind of throwing one strike at a time. I thought every round looked like Max was doing better work. Would there be rounds where Dustin would hit him hard? Yeah, but there was rounds where Max would hit him hard too, and Max would drop him, and Max would, you know, piece him up. That second round was great. Dude, the second round was crazy, guys. I don't know if you guys, bro, when Max dropped him and, like, putting it on him bad, and then the last second Dustin drops him, then Max scrambles. Bro, all these were just such crazy moments in this fight. But Max Holloway at 155 is showing us something very different and new. Like real bad man power. Like, when I say beats on him, Dr. Dre power, I'm talking about, like, he's touching these guys at 155. They're going down. The way Dustin was getting dropped in the first and even second round, even after that, when he was just getting caught flush by Max, it was so different than in the second time they fought. The first time they fought at 155, you know, where Max did look kind of similar, where he had moments blitzing in with his combos, but it was almost like Dustin was eating all the shots, right? And then Dustin would fire back and Max would go flying. I will say, I did call it in my prediction video. I told you guys I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Max masterclass, but Dustin lands some good shots, and that's exactly what it was. I thought it was a Max masterclass, but Dustin was still being Dustin, and he's always game to fight. He's always game to brawl. That's exactly what happened in this fight. But Max's newfound power at 155 is what's making him scary. I saw, and he called out Ilya. I'll be real. He's good, but that style, like, he takes too much damage to be Ilya. And I just think, like, yes, Dustin hits hard. Dustin rocked him. Dustin doesn't hit as hard as Ilya. So I'm not surprised that when Dustin caught him flush, like, Max kind of dropped, but he ate it. You know, and Dustin was catching him other times, but Max has a great chin. Max stylistically doesn't match up well with Ilya. I got to be transparent and honest with you guys. Like, I just got to be really real with you guys. It's not a good matchup. But Max Holloway beats everyone else actively at 155, maybe except Arman Tsarukyan. Paddy Pimblett gets smothered by Max. You know, all these guys who think they're up and coming, Dan Hooker, all these, they get destroyed by Max Holloway. His output and his volume with his newfound power is disgusting. This was very similar to the Justin Gaethje fight. And holy shit, before I forget, bro, what is up with Max in this significant speed advantage he has in the pocket against these guys? When he pointed to the ground at Dustin, I was scared as shit Dustin was going to get knocked out. And Dustin, he surrendered, bro. Like, at least Max, I'm not going to say at least Max, Justin Gaethje went on his shield, but Justin swung the whole way through, even though he's like considerably slower. Dustin Poirier, once he realized, like, I'm nowhere near this guy's speed, he was like, oh, fuck it, I'm clinching. I would have done the same thing. Because why is he so much faster? Do you guys see the speed he was swinging with? Dude, I was scared that Dustin was going to get chin. I think Dustin made the right choice clinching, because he was going to get slept badly if he did not clinch. But Max volume and speed. Lighterman skill is real, but people like Max who have, like, already that speed and volume at a lower weight class, and they can carry it to the higher weight class and pack on more power. That's what makes Max Holloway more scary. Where I look at Max Holloway, I'm like, him winning a belt isn't out of the ordinary. I just said earlier that I do think Ilya could beat him. However, it could be a different fight, because I do think Max has more power, and Max was catching Ilya a lot. But it's just inevitably, I feel like Ilya would always get caught by. Or Max would always get caught by Ilya inevitably, because it's like Ilya's combo punching. It's not necessarily hard to hit Max. Well, it is early on, because Max's lateral movement is really good. And he actually kept that good lateral movement almost the entirety of the fight against Dustin Poirier. But what surprised me the most, I think, was just, like, how much, like, skill, like, the skill difference you could kind of see, between the two. I feel like skill for skill, there was an evident difference between them. I do think on the feet, it was pretty clear that Max was better. Even on the ground, when he had, like, some ground and pound moments, he was slipping through he was transitioning well through, like, some guards. You know, he was, like, threatening a head and arm at an arm triangle at a point. He was just being overwhelming on the ground before he just decided to get up. Max looks very complete. Max looks very good. And as for Dustin, great career on this guy, bro. And Dustin at 36 is still game. Dustin showed he went against Islam Makhachev, one of the best. And Max Holloway, one of the best. You know, he's only losing to great people, and he's gonna retire one of my favorites. The honestly, like, little tribute, it got me, like, I was like, damn, that's, like, a little bit sad, like, to see Dustin walk away. But I do think the right guy won. I do think Max winning also does way more for the UFC plot. So you guys shouldn't hang your head low about Max winning. Max is just, he's coming into himself at 155. And it makes you wonder, like, why do some people just risk their chin and all these stuff cutting down to weights? Like, all these these 145ers who come up to 155, they just come with newfound power. And they look like they're a lot more comfortable. I don't know what it is about 145 specifically that I guess people are sacrificing their body to make that weight. You know, because when they go up, they're winning. I think Max Holloway beats Volkanovski, guys, in a rematch if they fight at 155. Is this a hot take? Maybe to some people. I think Max has a newfound power, and he has that good timing. And he was landing on Volk. I know the dirt fight was kind of like one-sided, but I do think Max is coming into his own. I think he's at his best. I think he's at his prime at 33 years old. He's going to turn 34 in December. But I think he's at his prime right now, and it's because he's at 155. I don't see anyone looking as crisp as Max at 155 outside of the champion, dude. I'll be real. No one could go in there with Max Holloway, go tit for tat in the volume and the power, unless your name is Ilia Topuria or Armin Sarukian, and that's final. Max Holloway does have a chance at the belt, because even these Armins, like, if they can't take this guy down, it's problematic. If Ilia is getting too confident and gets caught, it's a problem, you know? Holloway's someone to look out for, and I'm very honored that he was the guy to beat Dustin Poirier. And I'm really happy I got that pick right, guys. Because when I say the rest of this card, first of all, I got this pick wrong, but I was a little bit happy, weirdly. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Vintage Costa is back. Paulo Costa looked really good. Now I could sit here and just be like, well, dude, Kopylov had a horrible game plan. I'll be real. Kopylov's game plan of kind of sitting in front of Costa and taking pictures and letting Costa chew up his leg and his body was crazy. But the performance Izzy had against Costa kind of did it with Kopylov. Eating up the low kick, eating the low kick, then going to the body with the body kick, low kick, body kick. Then Kopylov would get frustrated, come in, and guess what happened? Costa would get out the way, boom, boom, counter him. And he dropped him. He had the Izzy Costa performance except on Kopylov. And Costa the whole way through was talking about like how he's going to bring back the old Costa. I doubted it. I was like, are you? Like, you tend to just give up when things get tough. I don't think so. He looked like Vintage Costa, which is scary, one. But two, it's very exciting to see. Because this version of Costa, the Costa pre-Izzy, was so scary to me. That was probably the most scared I've ever been going into an Izzy fight outside, I think, the Robert Whittaker and the Pereira fight. There's no one else I was really scared for Izzy. Like, bro, this Costa guy, just the pressure. I think that pressure could maybe get to Izzy. And then Izzy beats him, and then everyone's like, oh, that's a horrible win. Costa's the worst win. Why do people think Costa's a good win for Izzy? Bro, I'm telling you guys, Costa, especially now that he's looked back to his old form, he could be a problem. He could be Sean Strickland in a rematch. I know it's a split decision, even though I think Strickland won. I think he could beat these guys in rematches. You know, Cannonier, I think Costa could beat him. You know, Vettori definitely schools in a rematch, first of all. It was a 205 anyways. Costa was just not in the right mind space. Costa's in the right mind space now. He's fighting like Vintage Costa, and he looks like prime. Like, he looks scary good. And Kopylov looks scary shit. Poor game plan in the corner of the corner of Kopylov, guys. You guys know after the first round, his corner said good stuff, good work, and I kid you not. I'm not gaslighting you when I'm saying this, by the way. He was doing nothing but standing in front of Costa, eating low kicks and body kicks. His corner's like, you did good job, but next round I need you. And then after the second round ends, he's like, you did a good job towards the end of the second round, but just go back to the first round. Are you stupid? Fire those imbeciles. I want them out, and I want Kopylov out. You could go too, brother. You know, you could go too. You got destroyed and embarrassed, and I honestly think Kopylov is not a bad boxer, but I guess Costa's timing of his boxing, like, he was chewing up the legs so much to the point where Kopylov wanted to engage, he would get counterpunched into an oblivion. So Costa looked great, but Kopylov and his coaches and their game plan just nilch. Nothing. Disgusting. Absurd. Repulsive. I'm trying to think of synonyms. Bro, Kopylov just looks shit. Like, the worst game plan of all time. Clap it up for Kopylov. And Costa, I'm very happy that Prime Costa is back, you know. Stop doubting this guy, brother. This guy, I doubt it. Why am I saying stop doubting him like I wasn't doubting him? No more doubting Costa, brother. I feel like he's actually vintage. I feel like he's back to himself, which is a scary sight to see and behold, you know. But I'm really impressed with this. And honestly, people are questioning why this is a co-main event. It does nothing for the division. That's not true, because clearly Costa showed that he's back. I'm not going to say title picture, but he's back in the title contention. You know, he's been wanting Hamza this whole time. I'm pretty sure he wanted Hamza in the call-out. You know, he's not going to get a Hamza fight anytime soon. But my point is, he's putting himself back in the title picture by dominating someone like Kopylov, who's looked at as pretty well. You know, pretty good. You know, running some decent momentum. Kopylov's only loss in the UFC, I swear, were submission losses. But now he just got masterclassed by Paulo Costa. Costa is vintage. Costa is back in prime Costa. If you're looking for him, brother, welcome, brother. You know, 100% is just a boo. Shout out Costa. I'm glad to see him back. This fight right here, holy shit. This was fight of the night, you know. I want to say, I can't say, should I say Holloway? Nice. I don't know. Honestly, this is fight of the night to me. Well, I do think the bonus might go to Dustin Max because, you know, last fight. But Kevin Holland, D-Rod, guys. Whew, what a fight. Dude, there was a time where D-Rod catches him clean. I think Holland's going to be out of it. Like, Holland's getting his ass whooped. I'm like, yo, he's done for it. And then there's a time Holland rocks D-Rod. And I kid you not, any stoppage wouldn't have been absurd. But I'm glad the ref let it go on because I did put a good amount of money on the live odds for D-Rod. Chat, this is fun fact for the bettors. At the end of round 2, when D-Rod was up 2-0, it was a pick'em going into the third round. And in my head, I was like, are you stupid odds makers? Why the hell would this be a pick'em when D-Rod's putting the beats on him like Dr. Dre? That's what I was thinking. So I threw 140, just live odds. This guy D-Rod, that's when D-Rod decides to get rocked. And my heart drops. I'm like, I just wasted $140. But of course, you guys know what happened. He comes back and somehow gets Holland and he loses 29-28. Great fight. Clear winner, but... Man, Kevin Holland's a coin toss fighter, which I don't put him on parlays. People say, why don't you put Kevin Holland on parlay? I'm like, why the fuck would I do that? Coin toss fighter. He's kind of like a Terrence McKinney. I don't mind these fighters, but like I just wouldn't put bread on them on a parlay. D-Rod shocked me, I'll be real, because I did think Kevin Holland might have a better chance at winning, but bro, Kevin Holland's striking style is just very weird. Like, I can't believe JDM took this guy to split decision. Overrated champion. What am I gonna say? D-Rod beats JDM now, guys. Anyways, I'm just not a hate to JDM. Let me just get off that topic. Kevin Holland, his strike style is a little bit stupid and evasive and goofy, and he gets caught by anyone who chains together combos. He's not a bad fighter, but D-Rod just marauder maxed him, and he could have got D-Rod out of there. The thing that even initially rocked D-Rod, I remember it was like a very sloppy, slow, ugly uppercut that barely even brushed him, but D-Rod just gets wobbled. Then from there on out, it's just a cat and mouse game, but somehow D-Rod weathers the storm and comes back. So great fight all around. But yeah, D-Rod, Kevin Holland, give them 50K because they deserve it, in my opinion. Speaking of 50K E gay. He's gay. Listen. Okay, 2 things. First of all, I thought this was going to be fight of the night going into it. In my head, I was like, yeah, dude, fight of the night written all over this, man. E gay and Pitbull, dude. I was Cowabunga Max and going and say, yeah, dude, like, fuck yeah, man. I think it's going to be 50-50, like a banger fight, dude. I knew it was close. There was a world where I was like, okay, Pitbull could beat him, but I did pick Ige off of UFC experience and all that. I said the only advantage Pitbull will have was the wrestling, but no, Pitbull rocked him. Pitbull is so, okay, he won the fight, so Pitbull is he good? Pitbull is not horrible. Ige is very confusing. Like, finishing Sean Woodson, you know, putting the beats on Diego Lopez, then going in there with Pitbull and being scared to throw a single punch. Shame on you. Shame on you. And I could say shame on you, and I could be okay with saying it. Shame on you, you fucking. Pitbull looks so mid to me, but I guess Ige respected his power for a good reason, because apparently when Ige did get landed on, he got fucking rocked. But he was respecting the power before he even got touched, right? That's what's kind of throwing me off. So Ige being scared to engage, like, why is Ige just scared? Like, is there something Ige knows that I don't? Like, have you sparred with this guy before and he's just scary, intimidating? But Ige lost this fight more than I feel like Pitbull won. Like, if I feel like this is why every creator is getting everything wrong in this fucking main card except for the main event, because all these fights just shocked everyone. Pitbull, we're gonna have to see more Pitbull fights, which is fucking upsetting because he's very boring. Even when he has people hurt, like, he won the fight, chat, but I really don't care about Pitbull. You're never touching that title again. Like, Ige's just really bad when he's scared of people. That's what I realized in this fight. And then Pitbull is just not very entertaining. I just don't think he's that good. I don't want to hate on him, but he's not that good against someone who wants to fight him. Against someone who's going to stand in front of him, I think Pitbull's going to win, though. So maybe give him a fucking mannequin next, you'll get the win. But disappointing Ige, great on Pitbull. And holy shit, and I did say this in the press conference reaction. Go back and watch it. I said, Zellhuber's underestimating MJ's hand speed. And he's underestimating. If he thinks MJ's going to be walking in the park, he's going to lose. I said that in my recap video. I might even add a clip in. MJ Zellhuber, guys. That's something we could actually talk about because it's actually surprisingly interesting. Zellhuber is brushing off MJ, guys. Like, MJ's a piece of cake, bro. He's not a walk in the park. Like, he thinks the fight's going to be some simple, like, oh, roses, I'm just going to run through him and just cook him and it's easy. That's not how the fight's going to be. What's dangerous about Michael Johnson is that if you believe you could just go in there and scrap with him like a Dustin Poirier or something, he might take your head off. Then now it's problem, you know. Now that's when problems start to commence, you know. I don't know if I am, so let me not say that for sure. But Zellhuber, said, let me go in there and kick this guy's arm for 3 rounds straight. He said, I'm going to go in there, bro. I'm going to fucking kick his arm, dude. And if it hurts, it hurts. Shiba. Bro, like, I don't know. Like, but MJ, I'll give him credit. He did drop him early on. MJ's hand speed is still MJ's hand speed, bro. Stop saying MJ wasn't a good win on Khabib's resume, all right? This guy knocked out Dustin, put the beats on Zellhuber, who went to war with Ribovics. How good is 39-year-old MJ? Is 39 MJ, you know, a title run possible? The truth of the matter is, what I've noticed about MJ when he loses, they mix in wrestling, you know, because his hand speed's so quick. But he had great hand speed. He didn't welter, he didn't fall, and he was going against someone with a huge wingspan and like length advantage and height advantage. MJ's unironically one of the best at lightweight right now at 39 years old. Am I weird for saying that? Unironically, Michael Johnson's one of the best lightweights alive. If I'm a weirdo, then I'm a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Maybe give him Dustin Poirier a second retirement. I don't know, man. I think Michael Johnson's actually good to me, guys. I can't be asked. Like, I can't really explain why fully. I think his hand speed's just really quick still. Like, he never lost that part about him. And I remember him and Usman used to always have these sparring matches. And I remember watching videos like, why is this 155er piecing up Usman in sparring? Like, he would just catch Usman with quick punches. But it makes sense now. His hand speed's just a lot faster than other people, and he overwhelms people with the timing. He kept going body to head. He just had a good game plan, where I feel like Nixon gave Zellhuber a bad game plan of just spamming body kicks. And like, I don't know, like Zellhuber didn't trust his boxing, I guess, because of hand speed. But MJ, even Zellhuber in the corner was like, yo, this guy's too fast. He bit off more than he could chew, and he realized that. And I knew the press conference, Zellhuber being too confident was a red flag. MJ gets the win. Crazy fight, bro. You can't predict shit on this card. Something I did get right, which was kind of obvious, was Vincius Oliveira and Kyler Phillips. Guys, I don't know. Kyler Phillips and pressure don't go well. After Raw Font destroyed him via pressure, I knew to go Oliveira. My chat was trying to gaslight me like before this. Like, yeah, this is a bad pick, man. I knew Oliveira was going to fucking Marauder Max him. Oliveira's a stupid fighter, that being said. Chat, why is Oliveira walking with his hands? Why does he fight like that? I feel like it's really risky. And he's fun. I don't think he's lost in the UFC yet. You know, he's fun. He's a marauder. He's literally a marauder. When I say marauder, guys, I think of someone who just walks forward, just like, fuck with your throne, I'm going to fuck you up. That's what he does, but he does it with, like, no defense. It's like he wants to get, like, caught or something, or, like, wants to feel something. I want to feel something, dude. You know, like this Kyle Bunga people hit the mosh pits and shit. It's like he just wants to get hit or something, but he fucking marauder maxed, and he beat the hell out of Shawn Michaels. So, you know, Shawn Michaels tried some sweet chin music and spinning kicks, but it was just too much. Oliveira walked him down and beat him up. Kyler Phillips is, like, not good. He's running crazy momentum, then now he's losing 2 in a row. Just not very good, but he is good for the first round in all his fights. Like, he actually, like, he hurt Oliveira early, you know. When he can move and circle without fatiguing himself, he looks good, but once he's fatigued, Shiba. All right, this fight was actually a banger. I remember thinking Vettori might have won 2-1, but I don't think it was a robbery. I think Allen winning was not a bad call. Yeah, this was a good fight. Vettori was good on the front foot. You know, he was landing good shots, but I feel like when Allen landed, it had a little bit more impact behind it. It was a close fight. There was bad blood in this fight, of course, because they already got in that fucking bar fight in the casino one time. And literally in that bar fight, what kind of happened in this fight happened. Allen hits him really hard, and fucking Vettori just eats it. Vettori's shin will always be like one of his saving graces, but like he was getting hit hard here. But he made it a dogfight. Like, this wasn't a one-sided like whooping. It was kind of a dogfight. Honestly, Allen's endurance looked better than it usually looks. Like, against like all other Allen fights, you look at him and he look a lot sloppier and kind of shady as the fight elongates. I thought Marvin Vettori would be able to exploit that, but turns out Allen's endurance improved since the Mava fight and, like, you know, Hernandez fight and all these other fights. So yeah, decent fight all around. Yeah, I don't know. Vettori's still, like, tough, but he's not good anymore. Him and Costa switched places. Remember when Costa used to be just shit to losing everyone, and Vettori was like running through people, kind of doing good? They switched places now. Poor Vettori, man. R.I.P. his brother, by the way. All right, Prado versus Nikolai Veretennikov. This fight was a split decision. I thought Prado won, but they gave it to Nikolai. It wasn't a bad decision. Prado did stuff too late. He was giving Nikolai kind of respect. Bro, so much mistakes are being made by this Nikolai guy. I didn't want him to win because he just made so much mistakes. He kept spinning, giving up his back. Like, I wanted to backhand him so hard. What are you doing? You're just giving up positions. But Prado was giving up positions when he had controlling positions. A battle of the mid, a battle who's making the most mistakes. Prado's only 23, still young. This guy a little bit older, you know. That was actually his first one in the UFC, fun fact. It was a split decision that was arguable for both sides. So congrats to him. And Prado he's like 1-4 in the UFC. So both guys just not very good. But at least this guy's 23. He has room to grow. This guy just Kazakhstani kind of bum. This is my opinion. Ateba Gautier, baby. Yeah, man. Nigerian MMA. Like, listen, he's 23. I'm 23. We're both 6'4", both handsome, both strong. You know, this guy good. Good Cameroonian, bro. Yeah, goes in the first round, knocks him out. Kind of obvious pick as far as that goes. But you know what I like about Gautier, bro? Yes, him and Ngannou are both Cameroonian, both 6'4", both crazy power. Gautier's a lot more measured than Ngannou. Like, I feel like when Ngannou got people rocked, he just swings at the fences. Whereas I feel like Gautier, he rocks you, then he actually picks his shot, which I feel like is going to serve him well. And he says he has 5-round endurance. I'm going to count on him there and I believe him. He's actually a good prospect, guys, for middleweight. And he's 23 years old. This guy my age. 23, handsome, little bit. No, that joke aside, he's 23. He looks good. He looks strong, and he has the power, and he's showing the power indefinitely. Robert Valentin, the guy who went to fucking split decision with Torres Finney Shiba. Don't get Gautier's chins Finney. Chins Valentin. I actually want to see Bekov and Gautier. Gautier's just a good prospect. He's strong physically. I want to see his grappling a little bit more, but he's so physically imposing that I know it'd be hard to just go in there and out grapple Gautier and like embarrass him there because he's going to be really strong and like hard to take down against the fence because he has that good lanky build with strength attached. So it'll be interesting to see more of Gautier. But guys, at 23, this guy's very promising. And we're seeing nowadays like these 23-year-olds like Joshua Van and stuff. They're very good fighters. So keep your eye on Gautier, guys. I'm not just glazing because of African MMA, but brother, Cameroonian, West Africans are back. I do think he gives a lot of people problem. Even like, chat, hear me out. He could chin Whitaker. Is he more skilled than Whitaker on the feet? Probably not. But can he land on Whitaker and put him asleep? Whitaker doesn't have the best chin of all time, dude. I don't think he's the best chin of all time. My point is, give Gautier like just anyone decent. I feel like he'll impress a lot of people. Gautier is definitely someone to look out for, and I love this performance here. Future of middleweight is here. Adam Fugitt versus Islam Dulatov, who was just mogging all the time, looking a little bit handsome. I'll give Dulatov credit. He looks pretty sharp on the feet. He rocked and dropped and finished Adam Fugitt. Fuck it, dude. And Adam was like, he was game for a little bit, but Islam gets it. Islam's kind of stiff on the striking, but he looks really promising. Good takedown defense, strong, good striking. I'm not going to say future champ at welterweight, but definitely a prospect to have note of, but we'll see. Depending on his next fight, he should keep winning the next couple, but if he gets challenged by someone really good, it'll be a tough fight, and I'll have to look at it deeper. But Islam Dulatov, I like him. I have high hopes for him. Good look, model guy, a little bit model guy, so it's okay, Russian, but he reps Germany. Brother, I don't know. Repping Germany is weird. Like, these are boosters, man. And they rep Germany, so they have hype, and then they lose all of a sudden. I don't know. The Germany curse might be real. But I like Islam Dulatov. Great performance, and nothing more to say there. Jimmy Crute versus Marcin Parchinio. Crute kind of goes in there and gets the finish in the first round. Marcin actually looked pretty good, but once Jimmy Crute got him on the ground, I think it was an arm triangle he secured and got the finish. Good fight, fun fight, and nothing more to say there. Next up, Ryan Spann versus Bretsky. Another fight that was just cool. First round submission. This card started off really well. Just submissions after submissions. What the hell is this? It's glitched, but it's glitched. I'm going to show you guys what I see. Fucking the Cowabunga Maxer versus Bruno Ferreira. I believe Bruno Ferreira won this. It didn't show the result, but I'm pretty sure Bruno Ferreira beat the shit out of McVee, who's just a casual. Short notice, yeah, it was a finish. I remember now. Short notice finish. Bruno Ferreira beat the shit out of McVee, who's a Cowabunga Maxer. Only Cowabunga fans pick McVee to win. And then this fight, of course, finished by Charles Judas, her home crowd. We don't care. It's a women's MMA. Overall, what I'm going to say, though, chat, great card. Max has shown that he's one of the most promising 155ers on the planet. Paulo Costa showed that vintage Costa's back, in Gautier 185. There's no problem approaching. But let me know what you guys think about this fight card down below. That's it for me. We made some money on Max, so shout out Max, and God bless. 2, 3, 4.